Greetings, everybody, and welcome to our last episode 9 game of King of the Hill. It is our 6th game at the moment, and having taken down the infamous Prodigy earlier today, our reigning King Nico is playing as the Soviets on the south side of Arnhem checkpoint.
And in the north, we have a regular guest returning to the battle, Mr. Bane, aka Von Ivan, aka Goliath Doctrine Man, repping the OKW, not the Spec Ops faction, on the north side of Arnhem checkpoint. And he's built to Kubel. I think this is one of the best maps for a Kubel wagon, so shout out to Von for utilizing it. And yeah, he's already well underway capping that fuel. Gonna hold the cutoff as well with the Kubel. And I can't wait for our first Goliath. Just gonna get it out now. We're only 95 munitions away, Stormless.
Keep counting those precious munitions. But actually, no, you make a good point about the Kubel, and I still think the Kubel is a little underrated because the Vet 1 ability for infantry detection is just so valuable. It's so valuable on the move, and so to get this unit out early and to perhaps get it to Veteran C1, I think is a really beneficial thing, especially if you're going to use Goliaths. Goliaths are just, you know, if you can have that kind of detection ability with the Goliaths, you're laughing.
For those of you who don't know, which could include Stormless here, in the next patch, the Kubel will have shared veterancy. In these mod games we've been playing, there's been many Vet 4 and Vet 5 Kubel wagons. So the return of the Kubel is upon us.
Finally.
Better start getting your Kubel micro up before the patch is out.
I actually think that we should revert back to OKW's release and give the Kubel a suppressing Pintle MG. I think that was I think that would definitely make a positive difference, Momo.
You're being sarcastic, right? Okay.
The fact that you don't believe me.
You never know sometimes.
Isn't it horrible when your co-caster's like, do you know what? We should definitely put this back in, and it wasn't OP at all, and yeah. and SWS trucks should be able to crush again, and that's another thing that OKW needs.
God, they could crush buildings. I remember like you would just not only the squads, like people would get in the garrisons, and you would run into the building and keep rotating, and it would collapse the building. It was just so cancer. And this was back in the days where the SWS would spawn on its own. You didn't build it. So if you destroyed it, the OKW guy would have to wait like a minute and a half for the next SWS. But look at this map control thanks to this Kubel.
Yeah, it hasn't been bad. Hasn't been bad at all. The M3 is just kind of floating around at the moment, trying to pick off infantry. The Kubel as well is trying to deal with the penal battalions, and this is good because the Volksgrenadiers can keep the range with the penals, and the Kubel can actually do a lot of damage with the MG at range. So it's quite nice. I like it. There's eyes on the M3 thanks to the Volksgrenadiers, so Von Ivan knows when the M3 is going to make chase for the Kubel, and that looks like it's happening now. Von knows to hightail it out of there.
Absolutely. We're now 50 munis away from our first Goliath. Just update for you. Map's almost perfectly even. Besides the VP there. And there is our first cutoff maneuver from Nico. Going to be taking control of this here. Von Ivan has spotted it, as well as revealed his commander selection thanks to those flares. And he's heading back there to react. Penal battalion gets very low as well on retreat. It's chased down by the Kubel. M3 also getting very low. Shoe mines going down for Von, delaying that beautiful Goliath.
This is interesting. Kubel's going to try and get the decap on Nico's fuel. There's a lot of action going on the map actually, which is really nice to see in top level games like this. I love it when you can tell both players are frantically clicking around, having to monitor multiple engagements.
If only the M3 could drive over this area. He was looking for the bait on the Kubel. You see that shoe mine on the road. But yeah, very calculated. Sorry to interrupt you. Very calculated cutoff push there from the Kubel. It's gonna delay resources on both sides. And Vaughn has now retaken his.
You know that Vaughn can connect through the center VP now. He doesn't actually have to go for that strategic point because he's connected the strategic point of the munitions. I don't think I've ever seen that on Arnhem before. But you can see the way that Vaughn is starting to command this map. Nico is going to have to work to get into his mid game here.
Here comes the flamethrowers on that M3. It's nearly complete. It's gonna surprise these Volks. Needs to be paying attention. Lots of damage there. One burst and almost half the health is gone. Mechanized regiment being constructed. Really good early game from Vaughn with this Kubel. It's just allowed these Volks to be so aggressive, skipping out on capping, just heading straight to the front lines. And a full retreat actually from every single Volk squad there. Just pulling out before the M3 can wreak havoc.
Shocks on the field. It's funny actually because players, of course, who are playing this commander right now, they're really committing to the same build every time, and it almost makes the counter potential quite easy.
Right.
So hopefully, like, Vaughn is, you know, kind of assessed this. I have to say, we are 7 minutes in, and Vaughn hasn't lost a squad yet, and I think we are seeing a new record for Von Ivan. I don't think I've ever seen a game go this long with him in it, where he hasn't lost a squad at this stage.
I know, right? This is very impressive. It's a new reborn Vaughn. But let's not jinx it. There's still Von Ivan material to come.
Oh, Nico, of course, getting absolutely on top of the situation. He's gone for some pretty important decaps, denying the fuel to Von Ivan. Now he's just got to kind of hold it. And I think that'll be fairly easy, as Von's decided to bulk up on one side of the map. Fairly easy to predict. In fact, all Nico really has to do is just walk up and capture this one strategic point outside of Von's base. And nothing on the right-hand side is going to be of any use to Von Ivan at all. Incendiary grenade as the penal battalions get into the house. Nico quick to respond to that. And Panzer II
troops reveal themselves. Yeah, that's right. Panzer II is out. Not terrible timing either. Flares reveal those shock troops, and Luke's is easily rotating over now. Gonna be able to force these shots off, no problem.
I really like this from Nico. He's just trying to buy as much time as he can. And actually, by recapping this point, he makes it a lot harder for Von Ivan to recapture his territories. We still haven't seen that Goliath yet, by the way, Momo.
No, he's been using his munitions on SCGs, on nades and mines. Maybe he's trying to throw Nico off guard here with the, you know, he's about a sweeper and everything, so Nico might just be expecting Goliaths and playing cautiously, and Von Ivan's just subverting that altogether. But on the other hand, we have two baby AT guns out now.
Is this their official name now? The baby AT gun?
Yes. M42. It's a lame name. It's a baby AT.
Hardly, oh no, this could be dangerous. Mines just being planted there by the engineers. Could have been triggered by the Panzer II Lukes, and still may.
These shots were right on top of the mine. It didn't detonate.
Von walks through the mine anyway.
Oh, I don't think he saw it, did he?
Yes, he did. Oh,
it's alright.
Please.
A 5th Volk out for Von. Is this the new meta today? 5 Grens, 5 Volks?
I can imagine it would be, yeah. I imagine it's the one of the few things capable of constantly keeping the M42 AT guns moving. Tier 3, just going up now for Nico.
Ooh, these flamers getting very low.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Kubo going in for the flank here on the baby AT gun. We're chasing the engineers. Oh no, Bond needs to be careful here. This is the situation you look for as OKW against Urban Defense, is to catch these AT guns with your Volk squads. One of them gets decrewed.
The other one isn't even setting up. Nico's just missing an opportunity there. Von was on top of that. He was waiting for it.
If you can get a salvage on or something on these and actually clear them out. This is looking really good for Von right now.
Sector under attack.
No T-70. He's just now got the manpower to construct it. Shocks are getting very low. He's not paying attention. M42 gets cleared. Shocks are going to get wiped. Oh no, Nico is getting obliterated.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
Yeah, that's a lot of wipes actually at this stage.
Oh, and the Penals are going to go down too.
There really is nothing Nico can do here. He's way too late. T70 is in the build now, and Nico just has to keep trying to recrew the M42. If he can buy himself enough time for the T70 to come out, then he may be able to get the Lukes, which would be great. Nico, of course, has the VPs on his side, so this isn't a deal-breaker situation.
I don't know why Von isn't destroying these guns or salvaging. There's a Puma under construction, but
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Von missed an opportunity there. He was blowing it up with the Lukes, but he elected to fall back. Probably scared of another AT gun. He's getting close to this other M42, but the T70's here now. It might cost him the Volk squad.
Von likely not going to get away from that. Wants to move it as close to his frontline territory as he can, maybe to try and recapture where possible.
I'm surprised Von didn't clean up the Penals too. There was just an ultimate death blow for Nico. There was two one-man Penals with no health left retreating, but he was so focused on other things that not only was he able to not finish off the Penals, he wasn't able to kill the AT guns. This gives Nico a chance to kind of have an opportunity to come back, but the Puma's here too. It's gonna probably go chase down this T70. And there's our first Goliath.
Yeah, this is kind of like a false sense of security for Nico. He knows exactly what the commander choice is going to be because there were no other commanders even brought into this matchup. There's that Puma. Targets that T70. M42 AT gun got a great line of sight there. An incendiary grenade goes to push the penal battalions out of cover. T70 could actually go around and just nip the Puma in the backside if it wanted to.
There's our Goliath heading to the center. Should be spotted by these engineers. Yeah, one M42 destroyed.
Look at it, hidden by the water fountain. It's perfect disguise. Nico will never see that just because of the camera angle. It'll always be hidden. Beautiful by
Utter domination from Von. 5 Volks have been pretty clutch, it seems. Even the Kubel wagon is still performing his duties. This is great. Von going for a Schwerpanzer headquarters now.
Nico's been so strong in King of the Hill. He's one of the top seasoned players, and just the whole King of the Hill tournament ever. I think he's been one of the top players, but it's not often you get to see him so on the back foot like this. Two people have done it, Von Ivan, of course, and Easy. Just so much control here. Nico's a very good player though. Nico knows how to come back from these situations, and he is playing very carefully. Once again, I think we see a situation where the Puma could be in trouble. Von just loses a Volks Grenadier. Von isn't retaliating to this at all.
The AT guns have a good crossfire on them.
Oh no, there's that Goliath. It's on the oh, Von's moved it. Here it goes.
Oh no. That's the last thing that Nico needed.
Oh. Yep, Nico now knows the game is on. Again, even after all this time, the VPs are not too sparse for Nico. He's still got time, and he is working the field slowly. Losing the penal battalions, of course, a very big loss for him. But let's not forget that Nico has the ability to call in the KV2. Von Ivan does not have that liberty playing as Overwatch. He will have to tech, and has teched, of course, to tier 4. So resources are kind of offset by that decision.
So little attack rounds coming here from Nico. He's clipping the truck though. Just non-stop onslaughts coming in from Von through the center. Hopefully he can rebuild his oh no, he's so close to 12 CPs. He has another 2 minutes before he can get the strafe. And another minute or so before he can build a Panzer IV. Nico is just a couple decades away from the KV2, so unless Von throws everything, which is possible, it's gonna be hard.
People say that, but Von has time after time made it look incredibly easy. And I think that's why, to be honest, Nico is very comfortable sticking around at this point. Know thy enemy.
Exactly.
Are we going to see a satchel here? This church has been nothing but a nuisance for Nico in this game. Could potentially do with removing it. Engineers need to work that flamethrower on all of the garrisons. Huge health damage dealt there by the flamethrowers. They're key. Look at this with the two burning bushes on the side of the church, like the gateway to hell. Do you get the same thing?
I see it. Bunch of dead Volks in the church too, if you're really looking.
Oh, really? That's so sinister, Momo. Where is it? No, I don't see the same thing, unfortunately. Just the mouth to Inferno. Here we go. Shocks. See, they're popping out of the line of sight. That's what we love about the Vineyards. They come out and surprise the Kubel. If only Von had been using the infantry detection ability.
Poor Kubel. It had a long life though. 20 minutes. Not bad at all.
See, look at the line of sight given by the T-70 there. They're using the scouting options on T-70. Nico's starting to make his way back on the map. He's got himself a VP. He's gone for a second T-70. Now this is a risky choice because he's going to be relying, I think, on KV2 now, maybe, unless he decides to tech up again. But
You have to pull everything back. This gives Vaughn a chance to continue the triple cap. And some Obersoldaten coming out as well.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
never normally see this from Vaughn, because usually all the munitions are gone into Goliaths. There's a lot of planes up there.
4 planes, yep. 2 AT.
Have they just
Two
found the
anti-aircraft.
T-70? Did one fly off to...
Potentially.
Only 200 points remain.
Probably the one on the left.
We have an isolated sector.
I think they have. Yeah, I think they have. Not that it's going to do anything, but right on the edge there.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Just when you think they're gone, they come back. Nico thought he was safe there. Panzer 4 is fresh on the field for Von Ivan. It's going to come up against the
First shot.
T-70. Got to see that
Other
satchel from the penal
babies.
battalion. Does he get it? He gets it.
Yes.
No, the model died.
Oh, that's terrible. Nico really needs some kind of luck here, and that was just
Forces are neutralizing
very
the
unfortunate.
sector.
Paul would say Von the Lucker escapes with his skin.
Can you see Von there? Like, Von actually aggressively pops smoke so that he can sit in it, not take automatic fire from the M42, and ground attack the T-70 through the smoke. That is great play. Gets the T-70 and now makes... well, didn't survive that, but still good. Still a good play.
Great trade for him, though, considering his income. But yeah, it's a good play.
Well, beautiful engineers. They're still trying to work the garrisons there. Got to get that flamethrower working. A lot of health dropped off of those models. T-70 is just trying to harass Volksgrenadiers. Shock troops, they're such low health. Von nearly gets the wipe on that with the Lukes. And Nico is really struggling here. He's trying to pick the right building so he can use bursts from the flamethrower. This is a good position. M42's pinging off the Panzer 4. T-70's going for the Lukes. And takes a Faust. I don't
Main
think
gun
Nico
crit.
can stay in this much longer.
I think what Nico needed this whole game was the urban forward headquarters. Imagine if he just planted it on the church there when he could. He would have been able to reinforce on the field with his AT guns and his penals. Just had a nice little area to attack from, and they're it's next to both cutoffs, so very huge missed opportunity. Nico, I mean, it is the urban defense commander after all. It's one of the primary reasons to get it. It's very strong. It has that ability to hold ground, has a bunch of medics. It's like the perfect map for this too, but unfortunately didn't see that from
I really thought we'd see these shocks maybe go for the VPs rather than chasing down the Volksgrenadiers. Oh, I think Von got it with a grenade. That's brutal.
huge grenade. So close to killing him.
Well, 27 VPs remaining. Von has done the unexpected, I think, and when Von really wants to play his best, I think it's quite scary. Been a fantastic game from him.
Yeah, very well played. There we have it. GG.
GG indeed.